Hello, welcome to CSC Sports. I'm your host, Jay Howard, and I have with me my co-host, the best co-host in the land, Jerron Bland. Are you there, Jerron?
Yeah, I'm here, Jay. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just really, kind of relishing this happiness from what the Chicago Bears did earlier. Do you want to announce the news, or should I announce what the Chicago Bears did earlier today?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and announce it. They finally, like you said, they finally made a move and got a true number one receiver. They traded two third-round draft picks to get Brandon Marshall from the Miami Dolphins.
Oh
So
my
they got
God!
their number one now.
Say it again.
So they got their true number one now.
Finally got a true number one receiver. Now I know a lot of people out there. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I'm not a diehard Brandon Marshall fan, but I know he's a talented guy and he's in the top 5 or top 10 receivers. I've been following him for the last 5 or 6 years. I know that he's a dog at the receiver. The 1% of me that don't like him is his attitude. You know what I mean? That those bipolar ways that he have. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna pose this question. Geronimo, I want to pose this question because I know a lot of people probably feel the same way I feel about Brandon Marshall. What's your take on Brandon Marshall playing football in Chicago? You know what I mean? With the type of crowd we have. It's just like when Milton Bradley came here. Do you think we're gonna have the same problem that the Cubs had with Milton Bradley with Brandon Marshall?
I don't think so. I think it's a good situation for him. I mean, he's reunited with Jay Cutler. He played with him in Denver and had, I think, his best season was Cutler's last year in Denver. He had over 100 catches and I want to say 1,200 yards and like 8 touchdowns. So he's playing with a familiar quarterback. He's familiar with the Bears' new quarterback coach. That guy's from Denver as well, so he's around people he knows. And the only time he's had problems in the past is when he wasn't happy with his contract situation. He's still under contract for 2 or 3 more years, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He can just focus on playing football and putting up numbers. I think he'll be a good fit with the Bears system.
But it's kind of funny, right? You said that's the only time they had problems with him. I mean, he got a contract. Left Denver. He got a contract in Denver. I mean, he left Denver, got a contract in Miami. Now he's traded again. Why? Tell me why. And Miami was in the sweepstakes for Peyton Manning. Why were they willing to part with him? Explain that, because I don't get it. Explain it.
I think with Miami, I really don't understand why Miami made the move. I think the Bears really got a steal with this trade. One of the things that I was reading was that Miami was getting rid of him so they could have the flexibility to try to sign Reggie Wayne and maybe even Dallas Clark to try to entice Peyton Manning to come there. But I think having Brandon Marshall on the team will be a selling point for Peyton Manning. So I'm not really sure what the Dolphins were thinking in getting rid of him.
I don't either, because go ahead. I got something for that. Go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm glad they did it, because the Bears, like I said, the Bears only had to give up 2 third-round draft picks to get a Pro Bowl receiver, a proven guy, a guy who stays healthy and who puts up a consistent 1,200 yards and between 80 and 100 catches every year.
Well, this was funny to me. If that is the case, what you just spoke about in Miami, why they got rid of him, I think Brandon Marshall's probably been in the league for no longer than 5 or 6 years, I'm assuming. I don't have it on. I'm not accurate. Give me 5 or 6 years, right? I think Reggie Wayne. Say it again.
Oh, yeah, I think 5 or 6 is about right.
Yeah. Now, Reggie Wayne has been in the league probably 11 or 12 years. Dallas Clark also. If that. I'm going to give up 6 years, 6'4", 6'5" in height for 2 veteran, good classic Hall of Fame receivers, or one tight end rather, and 1 receiver, for 6 years and a future wide receiver, one a top 5 or top 10 receiver. That don't make sense to me. Man, you got to look at it for what it really is. There is some underlying problems going on with Brandon Marshall, man, and we have to really embrace it. You know what I mean? We have to not look at it in the sense that, okay, Brandon Marshall is a great receiver. That's all we want from him, of course. But it's a lot that come with it. You want sunshine, but rain come with sunshine. You know what I mean? So I just hope Brandon Marshall has matured, because, Jay Cutler cried to get out of Denver. He's in Chicago. Brandon Marshall obviously cried again, and he's out. We got 2 prima donnas now, not just 1. I'm hoping it can work. Because I really, when you look at the Bears, have finally got a good pass rush in Julius Peppers. They got the best punt return guy and kickoff return guy, Devin Hester. They got a decent quarterback in Jay Cutler. And we have a top 5 receiver in Brandon Marshall. We had a decent guy in Brandon Merriweather. I don't know if they cut him or not, but he was a good guy in the secondary. The Bears have some pieces. I'm just being honest with you. They have some pieces. You have a great fan base, a nice stadium. They have some pieces. But can they win that division with Detroit doing what they did the last 3 or 4 years? With they got a pass rush and they got a couple of receivers and they got a good quarterback. You saw what Aaron Rodgers did on the repeat after the Super Bowl, 15 games. Are the Bears good enough now to take that division?
They still got to make some moves. Like they still got a lot of work to do with their offensive line and adding a couple of more players in the secondary, I think. But I think they're off to a good start. Like you say, the Packers and the Lions aren't going anywhere. They're going to be tough to deal with. So the Bears got to. I mean, the Brandon Marshall move was a nice move, but they still got to continue to make moves and be aggressive. I think they have a lot of money to spend in terms of being under the salary cap. I think they need to be smart with that. Be smart in the draft and continue to add players. But I think they're on the right track.
I hope this. I'm going to end this segment with this. I hope the Bears are willing, before the season starts, no disrespect to the diehard Bear fans out there. I love the Bears. I'm from Chicago. But I hope the Bears truly consider getting a new head coach. I love what Lovie Smith has done over the last 7 to 8 years, however long he's been here. I love it. He's done a great job in certain aspects. But in certain aspects, I think that as the Bears improve talent-wise, they have to improve in the management area also. And I think it might be time to look for a more savvy, a more textbook guy, a guy that knows X's and O's, and a guy with a personality that can make changes on the fly and not stick with mediocre play from his players. Lovie Smith is a great father, probably. He's probably a great usher at the church. But he's not the type of coach the Chicago Bears need if they're going to go out and spend money on better talent. You know what I mean? So I'm going to end this segment with saying, Chicago, don't let's look at adding players. Look at adding better personnel also. I'm your host, Jay Howard. Till next time, for Jerron Bland, peace from CSC Sports.